Hey, sweet peas. I just wanted to take this time to go ahead and kind of preemptively download everything that's been going on today. So today is day one of the Northwest Tarot Symposium 2023, and I'm spent. I am so tired. I'm so tired. But let me chat briefly, and this is going to be a quick video because in all reality, I have food over here waiting for me, and for whatever reason, this room doesn't have a microwave or a fridge, so I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to reheat this up unless I go back downstairs. And done. I'm so done. I'm so done, honey. Anywho, so yeah, I got in yesterday. I got in yesterday afternoon, and it was an interesting experience because my room actually got given away because there was another person with my same last name coming to this same event. And they checked her into my space thinking, oh, it's just, same one or whatever. So I lost my room, lost my fridge, lost my microwave, whatever it is. But apparently I'm supposed to be getting one in the next day or two. We'll see. But I came in, got the place set up, got settled in. I basically spent the evening working is what I did. And I'm so grateful for it. Having an uninterrupted time to work is like a godsend because it's not the back and forth that normally happens when you're running, a business from home and dealing with clients, dealing with customers, dealing with problems. Now I got to go do this. Now I want to talk to my wife. Now I want to sleep, all those things. So actually I really, really enjoy being in this kind of like microcosm of getting work done. But yeah, so the day started, actually the night ended around 2 a.m. for me. And I was watching, I think, an X-Men something or another. But anywho, the day started, first alarm was 6:30. It did not happen. My second alarm, 7:30 happened, and I got up a little bit late. So I went ahead and got dressed. Luckily, showered the night before. Got my clothes ready. Woke up at 7:30, went ahead, did hair, makeup, got dressed, steamed my pants so I feel comfortable. I'm wearing this sweater because you routinely, sweaters are useful in kind of those environments because it's usually a little cold. And you get down there, I'm sweating buckets. And I'm sweating so much, my makeup is not even holding up. Like, I'm getting mascara up here, down here. Like, I'm like, okay, so one, I need new mascara. Two, I need to figure out my makeup situation so that it holds up for longer than when I'm doing my client sessions, which these days is the only time I put on face. But anywho, so yeah, we started off super early for me anyway at 8:30. So basically I got a few hours of sleep. The day started at 8:30 with opening ceremonies. It was an introduction to kind of the plans, a few things that they were talking about regarding, hold on. She talked about, it was just an intro to what's happening this day. And then we then moved into the first speaker, which was Chris Ann Donnelly. And dude, I live for her work because she comes from such a heart-focused space or healing space that I just want to like take a portion of her brain and like rub it on mine so that I can just get some of that rub off, because the impact that she has on others, I would just love to have the opportunity to provide in the same way, or to have that kind of effect, to have that kind of legacy, to kind of have that impact. So she's somebody I look up to for that, and she's also sweet as hell. So she's super sweet to chat with. Cool thing was she does her speech. I look forward to rewatching the recording. She does her take. We learn a bit. We do a little meditation. We have a grand old time, and it wraps up, and we move on to the next thing, which is Miss Laura Tempest. Let me not butcher your other last name, my dear. She's really, really cool. I've read one of her books, The Weave the Liminal. I actually made notes and everything. I was annotating. There's the word. I was annotating that book to hell. I think I got a digital copy actually, and yeah, it was so cool to actually hear her in practice. She also was running on no sleep, so she was a little bit hilarious, and she had all these Mighty Python references that unfortunately I do not know because I've never seen it. So, but the funny thing is that she gave me an idea regarding one of the workshops that I'm going to be doing, so I might be deploying some of her humor tactics because it totally worked. If we can. Anywho, so she was talking about numbers in relation to its correspondence in tarot, and that was an interesting perspective and a methodology that I haven't really spent a lot of time playing with. So it's like, again, it's some of the things that I love about these events is that it kind of cracks your head open a little bit, like, oh yeah, I can do that thing. Oh, that sounds like fun, and what have you. And so after that is lunch. I decided that I'm not going to participate in the dinner tickets or the lunch tickets, and I go and feed myself. So me and a sweet pea that I met last year found me again this year, and we had lunch. So we sat, we chat, we caught up. We both had a grilled cheese and pesto, so good. French fries, awesome. So that was really yum. And then we head back to our sessions, and then we spend the rest of the day alternating between things that we're interested in. And so I made all these little marks beside the ones that I was excited to do. And so I went let me just tell you the schedule. So from 1:30 to 2:30, it was one of two people. It was either going to be Brandy Rochelle and Jennifer, last name I don't want to butcher, which is Keystones to Cartomancy. And then another person was Charlie Claire Burgess, and this is Querying the Tarot. And I decided to go with Brandy because I've been in her work before. Her brain, like, I understand her brain. She apparently is in law enforcement. I don't have a law enforcement background, but I understand hyper analytical brain, epic. So I kind of resonate with her work. And last year I was a part of her using tarot to solve like crimes and mysteries and things like that. I'm like, all I want in life is to be able to do that. Like, please put me in the same room with somebody that can help me do that like more often. So she cracked my brain open then. I was hoping for a cracking open this time. It was a little speedy. It was a little fast. It was a little hard to explain. But I bet you anything, if I had another maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes to work in a less rushed environment, because I know they're in a time crunch. They got to hit this marker because they got the next class that's starting in right behind it. I think I could have gotten a little bit more out of it, but the big thing I did take away was, one, they got us to ask a question. They gave us 3 methods in which to divine information that wasn't even tarot-based, and that is such a cool way to think about symbolism and getting information and finding nuance and knowledge and that kind of thing. And that was very similar to kind of my understanding of her work previously. So to me, it was just like, yeah, that's exactly why you would do that. So she apparently does a podcast. It's in one of my little spots of things over here. She does a podcast. I think I might just have to put it on the playlist and give that a good listen to. So after her session was Jen or Heather. And Heather did something regarding kickbutt oracle card readings. And Jen, I don't want to butcher people's names. To me, it's so important to get names correctly. So I'm just omitting it because I didn't get a chance to go to her and say, hey, how do I say this correctly? So my mea culpa. My bad, my dear. So my question, or her stuff, was how to handle sexual questions in readings. And I do a lot of relationship readings, or at least that was where my trajectory was going for a little while. It's shifted a little bit recently, but I have an interesting, I guess, perspective that I was raised. I was a product designer for a startup BDSM jewelry-based company. So I spent a lot of time doing product development within this space. So being in this sex positive, sexuality driven, kink environment, allowed me the opportunity to thicken my kink skin so that I can have conversations about sexual topics without flinching. And so I was so appreciative that she was talking about elements of like, fix your face. And that, sex has such a spectrum, so it's not fair, kind, or nice to pigeonhole others into your narrative, because it's not about you. You're the reader, you're the conduit. This is about them. I love that information. I didn't get a whole ton out of it because I come from that space, but the other option, I didn't really want to do oracle readings, and I didn't want to go upstairs yet. So by default, I came to this session, but I did get a viewing of the personality that is Miss Jen. I loved being in the room with other people that were curious enough to think about sexuality in that way. I was with a couple other people that were like, oh yeah, I could see why that would happen or how that would show up. So it was really nice to kind of have those open conversations with them. And that was cool. That was her at the time. It ran late, so we ended up losing our break, but we then moved into one of two things, which is Grace Callis, which her name is Stephanie. And the other one, Ailyn, A-I-L-Y, and again, names, I want to get it right. She did Tarot, Scent, and Psyche, and Miss Grace did the Modern Fool, How Artificial Intelligence is Paving the Way for a New Era of Spiritual Awakening. Now, I did the AI one. I just got done chatting with a Sweet Pea who did the other one, the Scent one, and I think I probably should have done the Scent one, but it's okay because I like the AI one from the perspective of seeing somebody who was AI positive, because in all reality, a lot of people that are in this, metaphysical space aren't. mostly because they're also creators, they're also writers, they're also artists, and AI is starting to be a little bit in contest regarding, I guess, what's copyrightable, what is ownership, what is art. And I can understand how this is creating a big gray space where people want to be paid, people want to be acknowledged, people don't think they should be acknowledged, people think that information should be free, and like, why wouldn't this be available? So it brings a lot of conversations and questions to the table. So I'm all for it. I use AI frequently. I love having a second brain that is not mine, that's a little bit more just practical, to dig into information and to unpack. I really, really wish, though, that she brought up conversations regarding stacking AI tools or continuing to ask, like, dived in questions with AI. Because, for instance, something that I did recently was I asked ChatGPT to help me create a buyer persona. First asked how to create one. So it talked to me about creating one. So great, I took that information and we created a buyer persona that met a certain demographic that I can research, because I'm kind of understanding who my client base is nowadays. So we created a buyer persona. Great. Now that I have a buyer persona, help me create a marketing strategy that attends to this buyer persona. They gave me a bunch of ideas. Okay, so help me create a plan surrounding option number 1. We created a plan. All right, help me create a blog post, help me create a social post, where I go to get images, what images should I choose, what are the hashtags I should choose to market to this person via social media, that being my demographic. Help me write a YouTube script to help a particular pain point that this buyer persona has. That to me is where the power of the process is, because so many of us get lost in all of these processes and details and trying to learn things that, if somebody can just do the heavy lifting of helping us make decisions and choices, we can then do the face, we can then do the creative, we can then spend more time doing the things we actually want to do, instead of getting caught up in the, all right, so what does it mean to market to a West Coast woman, age 37, with 2 daughters, a husband who's not at home, but she loves dearly, and has questions regarding the next phase of her career now that her children are older. Like, instead of spending all the time breaking that apart, I can use their brain to break it apart and have a idea, strategy. And the thing is, also, I don't have to take the information. When it comes out, when it shoots out, that can spark another idea that might be a little bit better. And then maybe I can ask ChatGPT to analyze that idea for me, compare it. Does that make sense? Does that meet up to the needs? Would that provide the result that I'm aiming for? Or what are the best metrics that I can use to measure that? That's why I use it. So I'm a proponent. I know not everybody is, but I am. Anywho, I attended that. That was cool to listen to. I took tons of photos. I took voice notes so I could hear the audio later today. I do think I wish I was part of the scent one, because that's new to me. And tomorrow, because tonight my goal is to go through tomorrow's schedule to decide what I'm going to be digging into. Tomorrow I'm going to try to focus on stuff that is new to me, because I really want, new experiences tomorrow and Sunday. So today was a little more like what Abby likes. Tomorrow is going to be more Abby don't know this stuff. So this is going to be all new information for me. But I'm still caught up on a few pieces, because, like, for instance, Anthony Dawn is doing Introduction to Mediumship and Tarot Readings. I'm a working medium. Like, I do this stuff, and I love using tarot to do this stuff. I would love to see what she brings to that table, or what she brings to that conversation. But also, I already do that. So maybe I should go to a witchy journey through tarot history. But it's history. I'm really more interested in the practical, as opposed to the scholarship, I guess. The whatever other word. So I'll figure that out. I'll decide what I'm going to do. Or may take that time to take a break. Who knows? But there's fun stuff tomorrow. We have 2 keynote speakers. Looks like I'll be going to both of those, absolutely. And then there's some other stuff that looks like fun. So I think that's it. There's a couple more things that were tonight, but by the time I had that last class, I was spent. I wanted to go. I needed to go hibernate, because I'm I am an entertainer, yes, but I'm also an introvert, and so I have a limit to my socialing capacity. And I was done. I needed a home. So I'm in my room. I have my ravioli and cheesecake because yes, I'm treating today, and I plan to work after I talk to my wife. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening for the rest of this evening, and I look forward to recording this again tomorrow. So yeah, well, sweet peas, you all take care. It was so nice chatting with you. I might load this to YouTube tomorrow, like tonight. I might, depending on how late I'm up. So if this goes up and you see this and you're part of the Northwest Tarot Symposium and you see me running around, please say hi. I would love to see you, give you a quick hug if you take hugs, and be a fellow weirdo with me. So if you're sitting in lunch and you don't have someone to sit with, hey, wave me down. I will come and sit with you. I do not mind. So sweet peas, you'll take care, and I'll see you again here soon. Okay.